Hey, this is Ian Baker. Do you Rabbi from another planet? Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So this is the second in a series of 3 videos. I'm probably going to do the third one on Monday. I'm doing these videos so that I can post content while I'm offline. I'm going to be offline from Friday night, which is in about 4 hours from now, right through to Sunday night. So it's the Jewish Sabbath, then followed by Passover. So I have no idea what's going on. This is happening in the total dead zone for me. I might come out of the holiday, the first day of the holiday, Passover, and find, you know, everything's changed. Who knows? Who knows what days to anyway. So this is the second in these videos, and what I'm doing is I'm going over Vita Ayala. Vita Ayala is I've heard a lot about. I read my first Vita Ayala comic last week, Children of the Atom, and I was just breathtaking at how bad it was. It's unbelievably bad. So now I saw there's she's got a James Bond series. I'm not allowed to say she. Vita has a James Bond series on sale. So I thought, you know, I'll review 6 issues. I'll review 2 issues in a video. And they're just so bad. It's so bad. And so I thought I'll juxtapose that with another James Bond story, which is quite good, right? That's the basic plan. So this is the second in that series. If you go and check out the first one. Before we get to it, though, can I ask you, can you hit the like button, the share button, mostly the subscribe button? That'd be freaking awesome. Thank you very much. And I am ridiculously and insanely grateful for everybody who hits that subscribe button. YouTube is not promoting me. They do not like me. They do not like me. I have angered them because I don't have the same worldview of them. I believe in God. That's something they don't really like much. You know, I believe in, generally speaking, you know, I don't, that I'm not 100% on board with their idea of gender and identity. I'm happy to live and let live. They're not. So anyway, so they demonetized my channel, and I'm being my content is being throttled somewhat, being shadow banned. So hit the subscribe button. Thank you. I'm very I'm ridiculously grateful. If you like there to be independent voices out there on YouTube, or even if you don't, just I don't care what your reason. I really don't care your reason. Hit the subscribe button. That's really fan dabby double dozy of you. You want to be super fan dabby double dozy, go check out my Indiegogo. It's right there. The link is in the video notes. 2 awesome graphic novels that are available. This campaign is closing out April 15th, and just go check it out. They're great graphic novels. If you buy both, you get a whole bunch of extras. You get these art cards, these very tasteful art cards for the male gaze. You got Keeping the British End Up. You got Party Like It's 1999. You got Don't Even Think It's Citizen. Oh, you know I'm thinking it. We got my personal favorite, No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. We have I'm Sensing Strong Emotions, Captain, and of course with the recent one we just added, I think it's resplendent. I think it's wonderful. The Force is female. The Force indeed is. Let's have a zoom in a bit, because you know you can't get enough of Dominic's fantastic artwork. This is by Dominic Racho. The artist on one of my comics, Imperium, and also we hit $8,000. Everybody's getting this poster for free, but it's an add-on if we don't. We're gonna hit $8,000, and then there's this other Capaldi poster. We have this one I'm calling Reverse the Polarity of the Neutron Flow. All this and more. All this more can be yours for the cheap price of $40 if you're next to the 3 or 4 backers, because then the price goes up to 45. Fine, let's have a look. Now I'm showing you a good comic. Let's look at a truly awful comic. Vita Ayala's James Bond. Now here, the problem is this. Vita Ayala is not a very good writer. No. They have never worked at their craft. They have little experience and little aptitude for it, little understanding of the medium, little liking for it. I just don't know how they ended up with this job and with an incredible amount of success, because apparently I'm not the only person thinking that. These are just truly awful comics. So to add on to Vita's breathtaking lack of ability, you also have Vita's breathtaking lack of interest in knowing anything about the character she's writing. It's unbloody believable. I mean, she really genuinely doesn't know anything about the character, other than she really doesn't like the character. It's all about this other character called Danny Keys. It's basically Vita Ayala. Vita Ayala has put themselves into this comic and made themselves the star. Yeah, this kind of strategy might work if you did a James Bond story without James Bond, who is basically not in this book, and when he is, he's a doofus. Do a James Bond story about James Bond and then introduce the character as a supporting character, and then if that character does well, then spin that character off into their own series. No, just the Vita's got to make them. They get all about Vita, which is, I guess that's what they do. So we end up with a cliffhanger. James Bond is a doofus, and he's investigating art smuggling, and he needs the help of Vita Ayala, essentially, who's a brilliant military strategist and art connoisseur. Basically everything. Vita Ayala's character in this is essentially what James Bond should be, right? Other than like she's a smug know-it-all, you know. Okay, that kind of works for James Bond as well. So we end up with a cliffhanger where this big heavy guy, tough guy came in and caught them checking someone's office. He was like, "Rrr!" And I'm not joking. That's exactly the line. "Rrr!" And that leaving on a cliffhanger. So we start off not resolving the cliffhanger, but seeing Vita Ayala's character have incredible military prowess. Look, I mean, and the character being pushed to be the best of the best, but also this character is not only military best of the best, fantastic artist as well. Fantastic artist drawing this guy. There's a different art team on this. Who is it? It's DeRosso and Renner. I have no idea who they are. The art is better in this issue than it is in the last two issues. It's a bit manga. So I don't think it really works for James Bond, but it's still, at least it's competent. Whereas the first two issues, it really was borderline not competent. So then we find out more about this stunning and brave character, about how she's wonderful and how she gets into being a art forger, and she gets caught by M, who was a friend of their father's, and somehow gets her onto a life of honest art forgery. Whatever. It's all about her, a character that I'm not really. I bought a comic for James Bond. Well, I didn't. I bought it to roast it. But I imagine people would buy this comic for James Bond, not for this. Frankly, a kind of boring Mary Sue character. So now we're finally back to the cliffhanger, and we have a bit of a fight goes on. James Bond gets knocked out, obviously, because he's a doofus. So then the Vita Ayala character is going to take on the Heavy. She's got, I think I can say she from the character. We pretty much said that it's female. I don't know the crazy rules. They've got this spunky little assistant who is helping them, who starts a fire to get everybody out. And her grasp of trying to write English dialogue is just look at the screen, everybody. Reese, you absolute git. I mean, there's knows nothing about English. All you have to do is watch Netflix for 20 minutes and you can get some English dialogue. No, does zero work. Does absolutely zero work. And quite frankly, why would Vita Ayala do any work when they're paid very well and very successful for not doing any work? And the work you produce is substandard. So she takes on the Heavy, but obviously there's some has some physical power. But still, she overcomes him because she's just the bestest ever, using her high heels. Obviously, symbol of the white male oppression, the patriarchy, to take out this evil person. Well, again, you might notice you're not seeing much of James Bond. That makes sense because he's not in this book much, and the reason not in the book because Vita Ayala doesn't like the character James Bond. He is the white male patriarchy. So then Bond kills some people, and then the rest of it is Vita Ayala's character coming home and resting and being clever, and then to get Moneypenny called up. So basically, we're in a universe where everybody's black, right? M's black, Moneypenny's black, everybody's black. Everybody is black right here, if they're a good character. So, and they actually say in this interaction, oh, you're doing great, you're fantastic. If only that silly 00 agent didn't slow you down. Again, the absolute hatred that Vita Ayala has for James Bond, it's just barely matched by a lack of understanding. So at the end, I didn't even get the cliffhanger. Apparently, there's a picture of a gun hidden underneath this painting that was stolen or forged or whatever. Okay, whatever. And on to issue 4, we see James Bond is now, 12? Again, we have an entirely new look for the character, completely inappropriate. I don't understand why he's really on the cover. Again, it's not his book. It's the Vita Ayala character whose name escapes me. I don't really care. So it starts off, actually, we see a bit of James Bond doing James Bond. You notice James Bondy stuff. You notice he doesn't have any dialogue. And just, I mean, really, this manga Bond just isn't very good. It's not very, very good at all, is it? It's diabolical. So he's investigating the art thievery, and he's smug, and he's a know-it-all, and he's not. He basically. Vita Ayala doesn't like James Bond. That's when he finds some art thief, and then he goes to visit M, and M's like, "Oh, you're the worst Bond. Why you just cause trouble all the time? Oh," and they're just dunking on him, all like, "Oh, you're so terrible." And he's like, "Well, I got a meeting with this, this bad guy in Prague or wherever it is next week, or where's he going to be?" She said in this plays the dialogue also, "One of the biggest financial supporters of the Deadly Whispers terrorist group. What on earth?" I mean, God, it's just the incredible lack of competence in this. So then Bond finally by issue 3, issue 4 gets to meet Q, but Q, and he's like, "Who's that woman?" So I thought, because this is drawn pretty badly, James Bond is talking about this person, but apparently James Bond is talking about this person who doesn't have to wear a lab coat because she's the bestest ever, and she doesn't need. So this person gives James Bond all his gadgets because Q doesn't do that anymore. Q's not a stunning and brave. I think Asian woman. I think that's who what was supposed to be here. Bond gets his new car. And then, again, this is so not like James Bond. The way he's throwing the keys. And this is like no incarnation of James Bond that anybody's ever seen. He goes there and he's like, "I don't need that civilian to help me." Even though she's much better than James Bond. And she's already at the party. She's already at the secret party. She's done her own because she doesn't need Bond because she's just the best as ever. It's just garbage. It's absolute garbage, and of course she's unable to inveigle herself into the good graces of the Bond villain, the very low rent Bond villain. Here, I'll show you. Like how much time went into this character design? Like really, how much time? Not much at all. I would guess. It just not much happens. Really, not much happens. You have this weird scene where you have the security having all these big conversations with each other and getting into their lives and finding again, just pick some weirdest things to focus on that have really nothing to do with the job they're doing. It's unbelievably bad. Bond has a little fight, and there's a very, very mild cliffhanger. Again, I mean, look, these are 99 cents each. They should be paying me. They're absolute freaking garbage. Fine. Let me picture an idea for a good James Bond story, right? They come close to doing this a few times, but it all comes from understanding who the character is, right? Who is the character? This is my estimation of who James Bond is. So who is James Bond? James Bond is he's an orphan. He's an aristocratic orphan. So he comes from a very old English family. We basically saw that in Skyfall. It's from this old English, old money, old English family. His parents were killed, and he basically that turns him into a psychopath, a sociopath, I should say, a psychopath, a sociopathic killer, and he gets taken in by the Secret Service, by MI6, mainly for his family connections. He gets again, he's very, very wealthy, but the thing that motivates Bond really is his parental love, that the love he should have for his parents, which he's very damaged, is replaced with his love of replaced by MI6. That's basically who his parents are. And in Skyfall that they really worked on that well, because it was Judi Dench Ems was essentially Bond's mother. in that, from an emotional level. So because Bond really craves family, because it's the thing he lacks, the thing he misses the most. And the reason I think he drinks so much, he sleeps with so many women, is because he's a sociopath, and he's not really a sociopath, but he's trying to deaden his feelings. He's trying to deaden his feelings because he's just kind of broken. So with that in mind, you know what I think would be a really great Bond story? If the villain was that family that he craved. And they tried to do that with Spectre, which basically had the same plot as Austin Powers 3. Yeah, but that's kind of the way I think they should go. They should have the villain turn out to be Bond's brother, for example. And offer him that family connection that he so desires. And so, so it turns out that the villain will be trying to co-opt Bond into joining his organization. And for a large chunk of the movie, you think maybe Bond has turned. But no, nothing can really beat that love, that absolute love he has for Britain, for MI6, for his duty, for responsibility. And that would basically be the shape of the story. I think it's it's a story about Bond, which is, oh God, so lacking here. I'm really thinking of getting an Indiegogo James Bond comic ready for when No Time to Die and No Time to Me Too, which is a confusing Bond movie to me. Everything I see from that movie looks freaking awesome. Everything I hear sounds freaking terrible. So it's a very, very confusing moment, but I think I should get an Indiegogo ready for that. Listen, if you want to check out my comments, go check out my comments. Go check out my Indiegogo. Maybe you like them. My name's Sheila Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.